The sun baked the dust-choked main street of Silver Bend as Clara Holt stumbled out of Granger's lone house, her trembling hands empty, her heart split open like worn leather, her voice raw from screaming after the baby snatched from her arms. The townsfolk froze where they stood, some horrified, some pretending not to care, while Granger's men shoved her into the dirt and rode off with her son, little Thomas, whose tiny cry cut through the town like something dying. Clara's husband had died 2 winters back, leaving debts she never even knew existed. And now Granger, a man who fattened himself off the weak, had declared the child his collateral, until Clara could pay what her husband once borrowed. She crawled across the road toward the disappearing horses, dust mixing with tears, whispering, "Mama's coming, baby, Mama's coming." But everyone knew no one crossed Granger. No one except maybe the ghosts that haunted the high ridge trails. And that might have been the end of it, if not for the distant thunder of a single horse, slow and steady, approaching from the far canyon as though the desert itself answered her heartbreak. The figure in the saddle didn't look like a man carved from ordinary bone, broad-shouldered, wrapped in fur despite the heat, beard thick as a pine forest, eyes hidden beneath a shadowed hat. He looked like a storm wandering on 2 legs. Folks whispered when they saw him, "That's Elias Crow, the mountain man who lives where no man should." He rode into town like he had all the time in the world. But the second he saw Clara broken on the road, something flared in his face, something dangerous and alive. He dismounted and lifted her gently, his voice low like rolling dark clouds. "Tell me what happened." Clara sobbed through the story, and Elias listened without blinking once, jaw clenching tighter with every word. When she finished, he stood, turned toward Granger's compound on the hill, and the street fell into a dead quiet as he said, words that felt like a promise, carved in stone. "They touched what was yours. Now they'll answer to me." Townsfolk begged him not to go. Granger had 50 men and guns, stacked like cordwood, but Elias just checked the 2 hatchets at his belt, tightened the strap holding the rifle across his back, and walked toward danger with a stride that made every loose window shutter tremble. Clara, still shaking, tried to follow, but Elias stopped her with a gentle hand. "You'll get your boy back," he said softly, "and you won't face this alone again." Clara Holt. She didn't know why she believed him instantly, but she did. As noon burned overhead and the shadows shrank to nothing, Elias Crow marched toward the richest man in Silver Bend, toward guards who had never been challenged, toward walls meant to keep the powerful safe, and the whole town followed at a distance, breathless, terrified, hoping, for the first time in years, that maybe, just maybe, Granger had finally met someone meaner than himself. And as Clara whispered her baby's name to the sky, she prayed that the stranger with storm-colored eyes was more than a myth, more than a legend, that he was the miracle she had begged heaven for. And if you're listening to this story right now, make sure to subscribe to the channel, because the next chapter is where the fire truly begins.